Today on The Right Stuff, I want to talk to you about a very old but very needed and still used, and I use it almost every time I'm out fishing, particularly when I'm structure fishing, and that's markers. You know, you have to have some way to indicate where the structure is and so forth. Now, I know you got the depth finders, and they're great today. You can get waypoints, and they are absolutely great to put you on the spot. But once then you get on the spot, you necessarily don't want to always move around and keep going by with the depth finders. You want to mark the spot, fish the spot, maybe even anchor to the spot, and then make sure you know exactly where that is out in the water itself. That's when it comes in handy, markers. These markers here are one of my favorite type of markers too. I have them in 3 colors. The first color here that I show you is yellow, and that's great when I want to mark the spot. Sometimes I'm trolling along, I see the marker, I see, that's the beginning of the drop off. I'll throw this out. I know that that's the drop off. I'll keep on going, watching my depth finder, get to the other side, and I'll pull out my red one here, and then I'll throw that out to the other side. Now I know exactly where those 2 parts are. Now if it's a structure that I want to fish, I will go back and fish just that structure all along there, maybe casting out and bringing it back, casting out, bringing it back. But I know exactly where that's at. Even better than on the trolling mode, I can still use the depth finder to be able to make sure I'm on track and be able to follow that pattern to cast to that. So these little babies are easy to deal with. When you throw them out, they unwind obviously, but they have a rate in them, so when they stop, they stay right in that spot. And they're easy to come back. You grab them, when you do go over, you grab them and you reel them back up and then lock them down again with this heavy lead. And they fit in this nice little holder. And I have this little holder right behind my seat here. So when I'm back here, and that's usually where I am when I'm trolling along to find these spots, I can reach down, grab it, throw it in there instantly. It isn't like, oh boy, where's it at? I got to mark this. You're all set to go. It's an old way, but it still works. And I really recommend you, if you don't, when you're boat, have a marker, have a couple, maybe 3. I have a black one here, and the black one, let me show you that. The black one is where you don't want anybody else to see where you're fishing. You know, one time I was fishing out, my dad and I threw a marker out. We hit some walleye, and the wind was really blowing. So I ended up saying, Dad, you just fish it. I'm going to hold the boat, fight the boat. You cast to the spot, and then bring it in. We'll catch some walleye. We caught one after another. One of those great stories. Right across the lake, here comes a guy in this boat, comes ripping across, comes over right on the other side. No etiquette there at all. But he gets over on the other side, and he starts casting, and he picks up a walleye. And get this, he hollers over to me and my dad. He says, hey, fish by that marker. That's where the walleye are. We started laughing, you know. A couple minutes later, I said, you know, I should have used the black one. It might have solved that problem. I didn't care. He had a good time, and I could see that he didn't mean anything malice by it. He was just, you know, out there on vacation. So anyway, think about markers. If you don't already have them, get some markers to put in your boat. It may help you a lot.